Hey y'all, so today I'm going to be doing a curly frontal wig install, and you already know I'm going to be showing you all of my tips and tricks that I use to get a flawless install.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that like stocking. Just joshing.
Okay, so we're going to jump straight into it. I'm using shade 12 with Ruby Kisses, the cream palette, and I am just going to put that all over the ball cap. Now, I like to put my makeup on before I actually cut the cap off because it's just a lot easier to do it this way. I don't like putting it on after I've already cut the cap off because I just feel like that can make the front of the cap like tear and start to lift up, and I am kind of rough with my hands, so I just like to go ahead and do that step before I even cut it off. So now I'm cutting off the extra cap, and I do like to go straight down the middle and just work my way down each side. So I'm just going to cut all of that off on this side. And if you ever have any cap that you feel like is too far out, just lift it back a little bit, use your finger, push it back, and cut some of that extra cap off, because you have to remember that the lace is also going to be like at least an inch above the cap as well, and we don't want it to be too far down on the forehead or too close to the eyebrows, so be mindful of that. So this is the wig that we're going to be working with today, and it's a curly wig. I want to say she got this wig from asteriahair.com, if I'm not mistaken. We have installed this wig already before, but she only wore it once, so it's still in very good condition. I do think this wig was an HD, but I'm going to go in with my Super Late Skin Mask, which is the skin protector. So anybody who has sensitive skin and they break out a lot from things, you want to put that on before you apply your glue. So this is my glue that I'm going to be using today, of course, the akiviamiquelle Super Late. And disclaimer, the skin protector, I'm not saying that as to say like, oh, my glue is harsh, and I'm just saying a lot of people have very sensitive skin. You never know what you're allergic to. Like, some people just break out from just anything. So I just always put skin protector on before using the glue. This is not just my glue, but I would recommend putting skin protector on before using any glue, okay? So you got to realize that you're putting this on the forehead, which is basically a part of the face, so you really want to be mindful of that. So if you've been watching me, you already know that I always use 4 layers for each install. I just feel like 4 layers is just a really good amount to make your wig last for at least a good 3 weeks. Now, most of my clients' wigs do last up to a month, okay? I have receipts. I can show you. All of my clients come back. Even when they come back for a 2-week touch-up, their wig still is on. So again, yeah, I'm just using 4 layers, and you want to make sure that you spread that out completely. Make sure you let the glue dry completely clear before applying the next layer, okay? So always make sure you do that. You do not have to blow dry in between. Sometimes when I'm doing a closure, and I think I say this all the time, but I do blow dry in between because it's a closure, so it's not going to dry as fast. But this glue does dry very, very fast. So you do want to be quick when applying your lace because it dries very fast, so it gets tacky very fast, and you want to make sure that you put it down when it's very tacky, okay? So, yeah. All right, so now I am putting the frontal down. I do like to stand directly in front of my client when doing this, just to make sure that I am centering it right. Even though I already placed the frontal on her hairline to see where I wanted it to go before I applied the glue, sometimes it can still, move and be out of place. So I do like to stand directly in front of her to just make sure that everything is lined up well. And I do move, from side to side and make sure that we're in good lighting, and make sure I can see exactly where the glue starts and exactly where I need to place it, because I do not like to have glue outside of my lace. So that can just cause a lot of stickiness, and we just really don't want that. So now I'm just going in and I'm using my razor to cut off some of the extra lace. You don't have to use a razor to do this. You can just use some small scissors, but I just wanted to use a razor today to just cut that extra lace off because we don't need that. So now I'm just going in and sticking it down. And I'm just basically doing this same step the whole way across the frontal, because, you know, we do know that after wearing the lace for once or twice or however many, like the lace will start to bald. So sometimes the lace that may be left, that, you know, you have to cut off, you just may not need it anymore because some of the hair may have shed off from you wearing it, and maybe just sitting there in the glue by the time, you know, you've taken it off and it's just been sitting there. So that's why sometimes we have to just cut that extra lace off, and that's how we get that brand new fresh look. And, you know, we wouldn't even be able to tell that it's been worn. So I'm just taking that same shade that I put on her ball cap, and I put that across the whole hairline. And now I'm taking my Fantasia spritz and just melting that in, and then I'm going to use a lace melt band, and I'm just going to tie that down, and then I'm going to have her sit up under the dryer for 10 to 15 minutes. Now, before I sit her up under the dryer, I do sew all of my clients' wigs down in the back. I like to really just secure the wig. I don't like to have my client's wig just flapping around everywhere. So yeah, this just gives that extra security and makes the wig a little bit tighter and fit the head more. So I do like to sew it down around the outside perimeter. So now that she's sat under the dryer, it's time for me to take that band off. And as you can see, honey, she is melted. Like, literally, you can't even tell that this wig has been worn before. It looks brand new. It's melted. It's blended so well. So as y'all can see, now I'm getting my phone. I'm getting my other content because I'm trying to post on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Like, you got to get that content, okay? So sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to make sure you get all the content that you need. So now it is time to make our part. And as you already know, we chose to do a side part. So I do like my parts to be really curved, really sharp, just really precise. And yeah, I'm just using the end of my comb tail, or whatever, however you want to say it. And I'm going to go in with my Care wax stick, and I'm just going to apply the wax stick across all of the outside parts, so on the hair. And then I'm going to take my hot comb, and I'm just going to hot comb that down and make it go in the direction that I want it to go in. Also, I do sell these hot combs. They go all the way up to 500 degrees. So if you're interested in purchasing one, just be sure to go and head over to my website. My website will be in the description box below. So make sure you get you one, because this hot comb literally gets the job done. So now it's time to part out our baby hairs, and we're just going to do two, simple baby hairs on the side. And I just like to take some type of freeze spray and spray it on my edge brush and just mold those down before I actually do them, because we are going to do another melt, and I am going to use the band again to melt it. So I like to just have my baby hairs laid in place. And y'all already know I like to clip the hair up before I tie anything down. This just makes everything more neat and out of the way, so it won't be so messy when I'm trying to tie her hair down. So I'm just taking that again, and now I'm tying it down. And now I'm not going to necessarily have her sit on the dry. I'm just going to kind of let that naturally dry and melt. And now I'm just taking my hot comb, and I'm going in between to just make sure everything is flat and going in the exact direction that I want it to go in. This is where we kind of start getting, precise and getting things exactly how we want it to lay and look. So I like for my installs to be very flat. So just take my hot comb and go section by section to get that flat look. So now that we're done with that, now I'm just still prepping for my baby hairs. I am going to take my hot comb and just hot comb those baby hairs out, because this is curly hair, so I do like for it to be, kind of straight. So now I'm just taking my razor and just cutting them. You don't want to cut them too short. You don't want to leave them too long. If you do want to leave them long, that's okay. It's not going to mess up anything. You can always go back and cut off extra hair. Now, I do like to use foam when doing my baby hairs, because it just looks so much more natural to me than using a spray. And I don't know, like, I've used spray before, like, sometimes I still do, but I don't know, it's just something about the foam that just, it's soothing, it's therapeutic. I can naturally get the hair to go in the direction that I want it to go in, and just, I don't know, I just love it when I use foam. So yeah, I really love to use foam, and I always curl my baby hairs under, always, like all of them. I never curl them going upwards. I always do under, because this is just what works the best for me. It just lays flatter. So I did sit her up under the dryer. Once I tied that down, just used some wrap strips, tied it down, set her under the dryer, and as you can see, the baby hairs are molded. Now I am just taking, in the bottle, I just have some silicone mix and some water, and I'm spraying it all over the hair. I did use another product, but I didn't record that, but I will try to drop the product below if I can remember to. That really gets the hair really wet, but this is also another method. And what I do like to do is use some type of serum after I wet the hair and detangle it. I like to use some serum and go over the hair. This just locks in that moisture, it adds shine, and just give it that glossy look. And yeah, I just, that's my finishing touch that I like to do. So as you can see, now that I've wet the hair, I'm going to take my diffuser with my blow dryer and just kind of, you know, give the curls some volume, dry them up a little bit. Like, sometimes, you know, we don't always like that drenched wet look, so just get your diffuser and, you know, diffuse those curls and get them really, really popping and get them blow dried out or whatever. So using this method really, really just brings the curl to life all the way. And as you can see now, I'm putting my serum on it, and yeah, you're gonna see like it's just gonna bring that extra shine and lock in that moisture to it. So yeah, this is the method that I like to use. So now I'm just defining my part, and I'm just still using my Ruby Kisses cream palette, but I'm using like a lighter shade. I think I'm using shade 9, it looks like. And now I'm just going in with my root touch up. It's like a mascara, but it's actually a root touch up, and I'm going in because the part is curved. This is when I like to use my little wand thing, because the spray can be kind of hard to do in the curved direction. And yeah, I usually do this step ahead of time, but I did forget. So I was like, oh shoot, let me define my parts. And this is how the end result came out, y'all. So if you really like this video, if you like my tips and my tricks, make sure you like, make sure you comment, and subscribe to my channel to see more. Let me know what you all would like to see next. Thank you. Bye.